2023, how do you budget your dragon stones? That is exactly what we are going to discuss in this video. But before we get into that, it is time for the subscriber challenge. So as per usual, I want you guys to either pick heads or tails. If you win, fair play. If you lose, then that means you have failed this subscriber challenge and you have to subscribe, and that is the challenge. So pick right now. 3, 2, 1, go. What's it gonna be? And we got heads. So if you picked tails, that means you lose and you have to subscribe because that is the challenge. Okay, the first thing we're going to discuss is the step up banners. Now for the first time ever in Dokkan history, the step up banner this year is somewhat of an easy skip. It's definitely a skip, but I would go as far as to say that it's an easy skip unless you're a new player, and this is the key thing here, because if you're new, like, this banner will help you get a lot of things that will help you progress in the game. But if you've been playing the game for any meaningful amount of time, like if you are in any way a veteran player, then this is pretty much an easy skip. Because before this year, literally from last year and before, these banners were always a must summon for the majority of the player base. And actually next year I do expect them to be must summons again. But for now though, I do recommend that people skip this banner that is up right now unless you are new, because then it could definitely benefit you in beating a lot of the difficult content. Okay, now we're going to discuss the two banners that are literally always the best banners on release. And the banners that I am referring to are number 1, the anniversary banners, and number 2, the worldwide celebration banners. So these two banners are exactly what you want to spend your stones on, and the reason for that is because number 1, when the LR units come out for the anniversary, they are always the best units in the game, but also their banners are also incredibly good because we're going to get the brand new unit, we're going to get a banner unit. Normally, I'll be honest, for the anniversaries, the banner units are pretty damn unimpressive, especially this Broly over here, but they could easily change that and make the banner units really good. In fact, I do expect them to change that, and I do expect the banner units to be really good this year, but we shall see. And furthermore, the LR gods on the LR Super Saiyan 4s will return on these banners. As you can see, UI Goku returns, so in that spot will be the LR gods, and on the other banner, it'll be the LR Super Saiyan 4s, and then in place of Frieza, it will be the brand new cooler, as you can see right here. And that is exactly why these banners are so good, especially on global, by the way. I mean, I will say, because we have to wait 6 months, the banners are not as impressive. They are still very, very impressive, but because we have to wait 6 months, they are not as impressive. But what makes up for that is the fact that on global we get tickets, so that is a massive global W. With the tickets, it kind of makes it worth it. I mean, to say it makes it worth it is just wrong, because 6 months does kill some of the hype, but at least it is still hype, and at least we have increased chances of pulling the brand new units because we have more summons to do, because we get the free tickets and we have more time to save. And when it comes to the worldwide celebration units, I mean, this year Cooler was top 3 on release easily. Piccolo is like top 3 banner unit easily, better than most Dokkan Fests even. Next year we can expect Cooler to return on this banner, alongside that Goku and Vegeta on the other banner. The Golden Week banners will return, as you can see right here. Obviously this year the Golden Week banners are not here yet, but if they are very impressive units and they return on these banners, that will dramatically increase the value of these banners. Not to mention that the New Year units also return on these banners, which was the LR Piccolo and Gohan this year. So these banners this year have the potential to be like the best banners of all time for the anniversary and for the worldwide celebration. In fact, especially for the worldwide celebration, because there's a decent possibility that LR Piccolo and LR Gohan return on these banners. So there's a lot of potential coming forward. So once again, I do definitely strongly recommend that people save for these two banners, like mainly. Now of course, anniversary is like 6 months away on global, and this banner is even further away. And by this banner, I'm referring to the worldwide celebration banners that are going to come at the end of this year. So these banners are far away. If you can save for them, that is the ideal thing to do. But let's be honest, most people will not. Bro, I have a lot of discipline. I Dokkan responsibly, I Dokkan very responsibly, and even I will not only spend stones on these banners, meaning that I also plan to summon on other banners, which is what we're going to discuss. The potential banners that are coming up, and the banners that may be worth summoning on, and the banners that I definitely recommend that you guys to skip. So first and foremostly, we've got Saiyan Day. This is obviously going to come in 3 months. For the past year or two, this has come to both global and JP at the same time. And the reason this banner is so good, well, I say this banner, but the reason the Saiyan Day banner that's going to come up this year is going to be so good is because not only are we going to get the brand new unit, not only are we going to get probably a good banner unit, We're also going to get the return of LR Trunks and Vegeta. It's not confirmed, but there's like a 95% chance that he will return on this banner. And then also Int Majin Vegeta will return on this banner. And Int Majin Vegeta is still incredibly good. In fact, if we go back to this, if you summon on this banner and you get Int Majin Vegeta, that might be the single best unit you can get on this banner, on that step up banner. This banner has the potential to be very good, and in fact I think there's a 95% chance that this banner will be very, very good. But is it worth summoning on? Honestly, I will make new videos like every month discussing the new banners and whether or not they are worth summoning on. If you think you're going to summon on this banner just for LR Trunks and Vegeta, just for the fact that it's going to be a new unit, and just for the fact that Int Majin Vegeta returns, like, that is solid reasoning there. Like I said, ideally you probably want to skip this banner, but if you do summon, it's not the worst thing in the world. And in fact, I probably will end up summoning, but obviously it depends on the brand new unit, because if I don't like the new unit, I've already got Int Majin Vegeta, so I can just get LR Trunks and Vegeta with coins, because I've got a lot of coins saved up. And then literally 1 month after this banner is Golden Week, which is the dual Dokkan Fest. And what's amazing about this banner is that, so we're going to get the brand new unit, we're going to get the banner unit, and then we're going to get the dual Dokkan Fest. But the potential here is incredible, because in literally 4 months it is possible for LR Piccolo and LR Gohan to return. It's because Kid Buu returned on this banner, and last year Kid Buu was the New Year unit, and this year it was LR Gohan and Piccolo. And what's really good about this banner is that Kid Buu returned on this banner. So this year it is very much a possibility that LR Piccolo and Gohan can return on these banners, and the reason for that is because this year the New Year units were LR Piccolo and Gohan, whereas last year it was Kid Buu and the Goku. And the Goku and Kid Buu returned on these banners. I mean, obviously this year is LR, so it could be different, but I think it's a fair prediction to think that LR Piccolo might return on this banner. In fact, I would say there's a 70% chance, in my opinion. Will they do it? Dokkan, please do it. Please make these banners that good. But the thing is though, if LR Piccolo and Gohan return on these banners, it's also possible that the Gammas return on these banners. And if that is the case, if the Gammas and Piccolo and Gohan return on these banners, bro, those banners could be the best of all time. I am just saying. One other thing that I want to discuss are the Dragon Ball Hero units. Now, in general, majority of the time, these banners are a must skip. This year, the units were very unimpressive. The best featured unit here was Gohan. Gohan's pretty good if you can fulfill his requirements, which isn't that difficult. But the rest of the banner wasn't too impressive. And then last year, it was the same thing. Like, Pan's still decent. These two were decent on release, but they aged pretty fast because of the 7-year anniversary power creep. But the year before that, bro, this was hype. Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, Bardock, Broly, Vegeta, this was hype as hell. And I would never have recommended anyone to skip these banners. Like, objectively, you probably should have skipped it. I mean, they were good on release, to be fair. Like, these lot were actually pretty decent, to be fair. But especially this year and last year, like, these banners are pretty much a must skip. Unless you're, like, very excited for these banners majority of the time are pretty much a skip. And this will come towards the end of the year. These banners actually come even later than the worldwide celebration banners, as you can see right here. So next, we are going to discuss not filler banners, but banners that get released every other month, basically. So it's not dual Dokkan Fest, it's not a special celebration, it's just a banner that gets released throughout the year. Like, not a banner, but banners being multiple. And this banner right here specifically is one that's coming up on global pretty soon, to be fair. I expect it to come up to global very soon. And I'm gonna say, as impressive as the Goku is, as impressive as that banner unit is, this is almost a must skip. Almost a must skip. It is that bad. Raditz, mid. Bojack, mid. Videl, Beerus, mid. Turles is decent. Nothing too impressive. Like, he's by no means like a best unit in the game, but he's decent. But overall, the banners I must skip, I must say. But what I will say is, if there's step ups, then I'm not gonna say it's a must summon. But what I will say is, if you want to do discounts, if there is discounts, then I would say, you know what, if you want to do it, if you don't want to, then don't do it. Other than discounts, I would definitely say skip this banner and banners like this. So next we're going to discuss the possibility of global firsts, and the reason I've got hit up here is because he was a global first. Again, one more reason why I've got hit up here is because I wanted to say that sometimes global can get amazing global firsts, but sometimes they can get awful global firsts, and a lot of the time they are pretty bad. particularly this tech hit, like he was really bad. Like he aged in like a week or something. Like it was really bad. And not to mention that this was a global shaft, by the way. This was a global shaft because he came to global first, but he easy ate on JP first. Bro, the one thing we get first, JP easy A's that unit first. Bro, this should have been a global first easy A, bro. That was such a shaft. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, now he's aged. His team's alright, nothing too, in fact it's pretty mid to be fair at this point. Universal Survival Saga needs some brand new units, which I think they will get this year to be fair. I think they'll get a few this year, probably, we'll see. But the point of this is that sometimes they are almost a must, in fact no, sometimes these are a must skip. Sometimes they're good summons, but sometimes they're a must skip. And specifically, I've got a UI Goku up here, and typically I would say his banners, the yellow coin banners, are a must skip. But in his case, if you had asked me, like, should you summon or should you skip, I would have said summon if you want to, like, if you're hyped for it. And the reason for that is because not only was this guy like the best unit in the game on release, it's UI Goku and it's a global first. I would have been like, yeah, my boys, let's summon on this if you want to. If you want to skip, that is the objective best decision. But if you want to get, like, if you want to summon, then I would say go for it, because like hype moments like this don't come around that often, and when they do, like, you want to enjoy it obviously, but again, objectively you would want to skip these banners. Next, we're going to discuss yellow coin banners, and these banners are a must skip, and this banner is actually coming up to global pretty soon. And the reason these banners are a must skip is because these banners are awful. Like, you mid and mid, you definitely a decent unit, I'll be honest, like he's decent, but mid, he's probably actually, to be fair, he's a little bit better than mid. I'll give him like he's alright, like he's alright, and that's all I would say. Frieza is a top 10 unit in the game, but even if he was better than what he is, I would still say like don't summon on these banners, because the thing is with Frieza, when the anniversary comes, like he's gonna be slowly getting pushed out of the top 10 very soon. So I mean, like, you don't want to summon on this banner, even if he was still a solid top 10, which he is, 100%, he is easily in the top 10 LRs, 100%, but you don't want to summon on banners like this, because the banners are just awful. Like, unless you want to get shafted. If you want to get shafted, then by all means summon, but if you want to make the objective better decisions, then you want to skip these banners. Next, these ones are interesting. Now, I'll be honest, like, these ones are pretty interesting, and what I'm referring to is the carnival banners. So far, we've seen this in two different styles. Number one is the one that you can see right here, where it's not double rates, but there's 7 featured LRs. And number 2 is double rates, but there's only 3 featured LRs. And the reason I say these are pretty interesting is because these ones are the most difficult for me to answer. Should you summon or should you skip? Objectively, this banner specifically is a skip. Like, let's be honest. I mean, to be fair, it was 3+1 and there are 7 LRs, but the LRs are just mid though. Like, you're alright. You could easy A. You are gonna easy A literally very soon, and you could be really good, to be fair. But when this banner came out, like, you were mid. Let's be honest, like, you were mid when this banner came out. Same for you. You're alright. But I mean, these, like, they're decent, to be fair. But the point is though, these banners, is it a summon or a skip? I would say it depends, because let's say if we get a unit that's literally like as good as he was on release, and to be fair, he's still really good, top 3 unit in the game. If you want to argue he's number 1, I disagree, but I can see it. But the point is that if you get a new banner like this, the brand new unit is number 1, and then the side banner units are also like really good. If you get some like top tier LRs, like let's say, I don't know, Goku Black and Zamasu as the last LR, we get like, I don't know, Goku and Hit. Well, Goku and Hit are pretty mid now, to be fair, but if we get like Janemba, Goku and Gohan, if we get like top tier units like that, like AGL Golden Frieza, he's not out on global, in Zamasu, like if we get a banner like that, that's like a most summon, that's a most summon, and that's why I'm saying, like, it depends. With these banners, you've got to take it by case basis. Like, I can't just say skip, I can't just say summon. Like, we have to wait to see what the banners look like, because they can be really good, but they can look like this, which is not so good. And if it looks like this, then it's probably a skip, if I'm being honest. As good as the Goku is, these banners are probably a skip. But these banners are not as bad, anywhere near as bad as these banners, because on these banners, number 1, there's more LRs featured, and number 2, you get 3+1. And on these banners, on the double rate carnival banners, honestly, on these banners, I would say, look at the banners, for sure. Look at the banners. We've got Piccolo here, who's literally a top tier unit. This Goku's top 10. I think it's the same thing as this banner over here. You've got to take it by case basis. Because it's double rates, it could be worth summoning, especially if the LRs are better than what these are. Let's say we get AGL Golden Frieza, we get Zamasu, and then the brand new unit is like the best unit in the game. Like that could be a must summon, and then Piccolo as a banner unit. Like things like that could be a must summon, which is why I'm saying with these two, you've got to take it by case basis. In general, I think you can safely skip these, but at the same time, you do want to get these units, let's be honest, like you do want to get these units because you have to get carnival coins, and there's literally no other way to get these units other than summoning on these banners. So when you say it like that, then it's like, okay, you probably want to summon on these banners. Honestly, with these banners, I would say these are the only banners where I'll say make the decision for yourself, and also, well, you should do that anyway, but also I will make videos when we see banners like these. I'll make a video every month discussing the new banners, talking about how to budget your stones, talking about how to, like, should you summon and things like that. I will make a video every month on the brand new banners for both global and JP. But in general, these two are the most difficult ones for me to decide on. Like, should you summon, should you skip? I think it depends on the banners. But for the rest, I'm pretty confident on what I said. With that said though, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm pretty sure this was a bit of a longer video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a solid though, and do leave a like and a comment on the video, because that does help with the algorithm so that more people can see the video. And also, if you fail the subscriber challenge, then you have to subscribe, because that is the challenge. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I don't know how long that will take, but the sooner we get there, the more hype it will be. Honestly, I was saying let's get to 500 subs by the end of the JP anniversary. How about this? Let's get to 500 subs by the start of the anniversary. That gives us like just under a month. Can we do it? It's very much possible, especially with how much you guys have been supporting me lately. Those are the goals, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.